What's up, beautiful people? I'm Janelle Evelyn, and this is the Safe Space. Actually getting ready to head on out and enjoy my day and all the sunshine. I hope that everybody else is. But I wanted to talk a little bit about safe landing spaces. You know, it's so hard to really know people these days, isn't it? For me, it is. I realize that over the past 2 years, we've all really been in like hibernation mode. Even those of us who still worked during the entire pandemic, life happened. For me, the biggest factor was death and loss, like a lot of loss. After the 12th person, let me tell you something, honey child, stop counting. It got to the point I wasn't even allowing myself to be open to the process of grief anymore. I had just gotten to a point where I couldn't really stomach it. I couldn't handle the cycle of grief, so I kind of cut myself off from it, or so I thought. That's the funny thing about grief and other life experiences, right? No matter how in control we think we are, nope. The body knows what the body knows, the mind knows what the mind knows, and when both are filled with things that ain't supposed to be there, they come out. Typically don't come out as planned. But in my process of recovery and just establishing safe landing spaces for myself, I realized that in the distance that I've had from people, I got to see them in different eyes. And that has not been a negative experience for me at all. I've actually learned to be more gentle in this space. It's kind of crazy. I went from a whirlwind of just distance and anger and wanting to be alone and kind of not making it very comfortable for the people in my life to stay in position. I wanted to be left alone. But when I came up out of that cloud and I took a look at my family, my work environment, I realized I had to make some changes. But I got to look at all of those spaces with a gentler, more vulnerable perspective. I came out of my lull, out of my cave, actually seeing people through my heart. Not really viewing situations or people who may have perpetuated things with bad intent. Just really realizing people will just be who they are. It's just who they are. Not evaluating, not going into therapist mode, not trying to pick and pry and put together and pull. Just really seeing people for who they are without the negative perspective attached to it. We've all faced major challenges, especially in the past 2 years. And I'm just not looking to hold that against anyone. I don't want it. I don't want those experiences held against me. But when I think about how important it is when we come out of wherever we are, whatever we're funneling through, whatever experiences kind of have us caught up in life's tornadoes at times, whatever chaos we've been trying to keep to a minimum that sometimes comes on up around and chokes the fuck out of. When I come out of that, I don't want to walk into judgment. I don't want to walk into spaces where I have to explain. In a lot of ways, I have severe social anxiety now. It's difficult for me to kind of re-emerge because I don't want to have the conversations. I just want to be. I want to experience people. I want to give them the space to just... Girl, it's good to see you. How you been? Maybe that's fluff, but who couldn't use a little of that right now? We got to be gentle with each other. We got to be gentle with ourselves. People aren't picking up the phone because they don't want to talk to you. People aren't extending big, broad invitations because they want to keep it from you. And, I feel like everyone is just going into the days that come just being a little more protective and really being mindful about who they allow. And those, the people that we do allow around, we want to project that it's a safe space for you. I don't want you coming into a whole bunch of junk, and I don't want you bringing a whole bunch of junk in here with you. But I think everybody is really trying hard to be regular in a very irregular damn society these days. And it's not easy for any of us. You know, we want to make it so personal sometimes and personalized. You know, I haven't heard from you because of this. Yo, some days I don't know how I'm hearing from myself, you know. I'm just learning that I need to take the gloves off, not only with myself, but with others, you know. People only know what they know. In my previous video, you know, I had talked about just as a parent to adult, you know, we're still in a learning space. Well, hello, especially to my 40 plus folks, I think we all kind of realize now we are like eternal students. You never reach a place where you stop learning and you stop sponging, and that's what makes us all the more wise, that we learn to be open to that. And what I've learned to be open to in this current life space is be a little more gentle with people, be a little more easy on people, and then making sure that one of my requirements that I will not adjust is that they give me the same in return. So here's to safe landings. Here's to a beautiful day.